Hey guys, what's up? Lightboltjoe here. Today we are going to discuss the brand new horror film Child's Play, directed by Lars Klevberg, starring Aubrey Plaza, um, Gabe Bateman as our one and only Andy. We have Mark Hamill as the voice of Chucky. So this is an interesting remake because no one asked for this remake, right? First of all, but there's also a remake TV show coming out. So a lot of people are confused as to what's the difference between the remake film and the remake TV show, because there's a bunch of straight to Netflix kind of Chucky films. The very first Child's Play came out in the 80s, and then it spawned many sequels and very box office successful sequels. So yeah, no one asked for this remake, but it happened, and I'm glad it did. So, on a technical standpoint, right, bringing the Chucky doll, the Buddy doll, into the modern world, Buddy in this film is not possessed by a murderous serial killer soul thanks to voodoo, like in the original series. But this one is a AI gone bad. He had secretive programming because this Vietnamese programmer was getting fired, and he was like, "The hell with you," and he took out all the safe holds within the programming, and then he kills himself. So then Buddy then becomes Andy's birthday present. Now this Andy is 12, something like that. The Andy in the original is like 4 or 5. So it was really cool seeing a different take comparatively towards the kindergartner, first grader perspective to the middle schooler, high schooler perspective. So I thought that was a nice change of pace. Aubrey Plaza as Karen was wonderful. Aubrey Plaza is a miracle because she does sarcasm so well that it's very hard to match her level of sarcasm and her wit. She's just flawless in everything she does. And Gabe did an awesome job with Andy. I am very impressed. And what's funny is that there were some moments where he looked like Elliot from E.T. There were some moments where I thought he was like Will from Stranger Things. And a lot of the film actually involves him walking to and from school, him crying constantly. And he's a great actor. You just believe it. You believe that those tears are real. Like the sobbing and the short of breath, and I'm so impressed with the work that he actually put into this role. It was an hour and a half long movie. Brilliant. So Chucky goes on a killing spree basically because he wants to be Andy's only friend, because he's never going to leave Andy because everybody else leaves Andy. And I thought it was really important seeing the group of kids hang out watching Texas Chainsaw Massacre, laughing at all of the cheesy, special effects that they have in the 70s, because Chucky, the AI, is learning the behavior. So he wants to make sure Andy's happy. And he's seeing Andy being happy while watching people get cut open. So he literally grabs a knife in the kitchen and threatens one of his friends, Pug. And that's when Andy kind of like screams at him. He's like, no, you can't hurt people. And then Chucky accidentally hurts Andy. So it was interesting because you're kind of rooting for Chucky at some point. You're like, all right, like you can do it. Like you can learn. Like you're kind of twisted little AI to begin with, but you can learn. And then Chucky learns that he needs to be the only friend of Andy's because he's never going to leave Andy, right? At the very end of the film, you had all these different Buddy dolls come to life because Chucky can control them with his E.T. finger, by the way, because they're all connected to the cloud, the Caspian cloud. So you had these different looking Buddy dolls. You had a teddy bear Buddy doll kind of a thing going crazy and killing many people at Zed Mart. Yeah, there was a lot of death, a lot of hilarity of Chucky literally taking the face off of Aubrey Plaza's boyfriend, right? Putting it on a watermelon. Andy panicking, wrapping the watermelon in Christmas paper wrapping, right? Giving it to a detective's mother who lives down the hall, stealing it back, throwing it in the dumpster, and then they find it in the alley later on in the film. It's just, it shouldn't have been as funny as it was, and I'm glad it was really funny because I think that's what's going to save this remake from obliteration from memory, because it was a horror comedy and it wasn't supposed to be, but it was. a true horror comedy, because people were laughing their asses off while watching this film, and you're like, all right, because it was supposed to be a horror drama, but I think that's what's neat about it, is that you make a film, you make a play, you write a story, and you intend for it to go in one direction, right? But other people are inferring and taking it in a different direction, but still taking it. They're not saying the hell with this crap kind of a thing, right? But like, we are all laughing at the parody of the remake because no one asked for this, but it worked. One of the very few things that actually worked within a horror remake. I'm very impressed. Mark Hamill did a fantastic job being the voice of Chucky / Buddy. Wonderful. It was absolutely. I want to see this again, but I want to see it with my brother because I know he's going to have a certain reaction to it. It's going to be very funny. What did you guys think of the 2019 remake of Child's Play? Do you like it as much as I do? Because I laughed my ass off through most of this film. It was wonderful. Mucho mahalo, guys.